How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, we're going to be looking at my specific FPL squad, the team selection for Game Week 26. We'll also be taking a look at how my squad got on in Game Week 25 and also some transfer options that we're considering, especially for the likes of Lord Lundstram. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Link down below if you do want to use my download link to download this wonderful app. Thanks again for sponsoring the video. If you don't know, OneFootball is the everything football related app. It's free to download on iOS or Android, and you can see there on the table. I'm following the Premier League right now. Gives me all the goals, assists, and whatever I need to know, as well as following my favorite team if I do want to follow a team, which is for me Liverpool, but for you it could be anyone else. Also, if you want to track more leagues than just the Premier League, go and check out this app. As I said, link down below. So as you can see on screen here, the team of the week for Game Week 25. A couple of surprises and some nice popular options in there as well. We have Lloris with 15 points. I don't think many people have expected that after having played Man City. He managed to get a penalty save and a clean sheet, which took him to a lovely 15 points. We have Rudiger and Yerry Mina with both scoring from set pieces there. Nice to see some centre backs scoring a couple of points. Fernandez and Nathan Ake. Ake got a special place in my heart and my FPL squad. I had him at the start of the season for quite a couple game weeks, if you can remember. Then Snodgrass, the player that a lot of people brought in for the double game week. If you did keep him, congratulations, especially if you did play him, as he kind of returned for not having returned in that double game week 24. Then Salah, Henderson and Firmino, our Liverpool trio. Probably not a popular Liverpool trio, especially the likes of Henderson there, but it's the second kind of game week in a row where he scored well as Salah. Billing with 10 points as well as Mason Mount. Mason Mount's a little bit of a throwback there. I don't know how many people have him in the FPL squads, but well done if you do have him. But a little bit of mixtures here with the team of the week and definitely some differentials. So how many players did you have in this team of the week that were in your FPL squads? Drop it down in the comments below. But let's get on and see how my specific team got on in Game Week 25. So as you can see on screen here, 54 points above the average of 47, but it was not enough to get another green arrow. Unfortunately, about a 10k drop to 73k, still a respectable rank. I'm kind of hoping that the future game weeks will go quite well. I do think that I was expecting a red arrow, especially because I had 12.3 million on my bench with the likes of Sadio Mane. So hoping that Sadio Mane does recover from his injury, as he's looking like quite a nice differential with how many people have transferred him out. So as I said, 54 points starting in goal with Guaita. An own goal from him saw Crystal Palace lose that game. Really disappointing. I know I can't really say that the game would have ended 0-0, but I do think there was an expectation there, especially because the only kind of play from Sheffield United was that own goal that Guaita conceded. Highly disappointing, but not much we can do about it. Luckily, I didn't have Kelly, although my other players didn't do quite well, but Kelly was benched for that game, so he looks like a transfer out in the future, as it does seem like he's lost his place at that right back or even centre back position. The rest of the defense, not much to talk about. Soyuncu with 1 point, Lundstram with 1 point, and Rico with 2. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the only kind of returner yet again in our defense with a lovely 6 points. The one to talk about though is Lundstram. He was yet again not in the starting 11. Seems like it's going to be quite a consistency. I know the manager came out and said that he liked Lundstram's kind of mental fortitude about being benched and having come on. He played quite well, so I do expect him to play in the upcoming game week, but I don't know if it's worth the risk of keeping him and just hoping that he kind of plays because of his more attacking threat, and then just kind of bringing in a Sheffield United defender that we know is going to start and get those basically guaranteed clean sheets. Sheffield United are playing really well this season. So with Alexander-Arnold, he's probably not going to be going anywhere. Soyuncu, he has some nice fixtures coming up, so probably going to hold on to him. And Rico, I'm just happy that he's managing to start. The rest of the team, starting in midfield, Grealish, Traore and De Bruyne all blanked. Grealish yet again had a really good game, so unfortunate I think not to get any FPL points, but I do think he's that main Aston Villa player, so if you think Aston Villa is going to be doing well, then you can always just keep him. Traore managed to get another injury. It looks like a slight injury. The manager from Wolves came out and said that he should be fine for the next couple of games. That's nice to know, as there's a 2-week break between the Game Week 25 and Game Week 26 fixtures, so I'm pretty sure most of our FPL players should be back from injury. De Bruyne with 2 points. Overall, Man City were quite disappointing, especially with their finishing against Spurs. on a different day, they definitely could have won that game quite convincingly, so I'm not too unhappy with De Bruyne there. Mo Salah, the standout yet again for my FPL squads. I have a little bit of resentment towards Mo Salah because he delivered 16 points again, so if he can get 16 points in a single game week, why couldn't he have got more in a double game week? But that's a story for a different day. Yeah, just happy with his returns. It was quite a bad week to go with the differential captaincy, unfortunately. If you did go for someone like Aguero or De Bruyne, Mo Salah's returns would have just been really bittersweet. 16 points doubled to 32, so the main, obviously, scorer in my FPL squads, and the majority of points came from my Liverpool assets. The attackers, Ings and Vardy, are both blanked. Ings, I can kind of forgive him a little bit. The only reason why I was playing Ings is because Sadio Mane did pick up that knock. So Ings played quite well, though, to be said, and he could have even had a penalty or something like that. So I'm looking to hold on to him, especially because of those lovely fixtures coming up for Southampton. Then with Jamie Vardy, also a little bit unlucky to not score or get an assist. I thought he did play quite well. It seems to be getting back into that form he was in a couple of game weeks ago, and I'm really hoping that he does, as I will be holding on to him for the foreseeable future. I spoke about Martin not playing and Kelly as well, and then Connolly has found his spot on the bench as well, which is a little bit worrying, as I was expecting him to, even if he doesn't start the games, get at least maybe 30-45 minutes every game. So that's going to be quite a dampener on our teams. And then obviously Sadio Mane, quite an expensive bench there with Sadio Mane, but I'm hoping that he comes back from his injury. As I said, a lot of people have transferred him out, and I do think he's going to be doing quite well in the upcoming lovely fixtures for Liverpool. But let's get on to some transfer options that I am considering. So the majority of my transfers, I do have 2 free transfers. One transfer has already been made. I confirmed it over on my Twitter page at Dayvy FPL. That saw the likes of Martin Kelly drop out for the likes of Lascelles. So Martin Kelly unfortunately did go down in price. So if you have not made that transfer yet, it's going to just be a 0.1 million loss. But the reason I brought Lascelles in is just because of Kelly dropping, and I want to kind of have a consistent player with these upcoming blank fixtures. So Lascelles comes in quite cheap. Newcastle, I know they're not the most defensive side, but they do like to get the odd clean sheet. So I'm perfectly happy with him, even if he's on my bench most game weeks. And then the main talking point is definitely going to be Lundstram. So we covered it in the Game Week 26 preview. I'll drop that link down in the description if you did miss it. But we covered FPL options to go for Lundstram. If you do have the money, I don't think you can look that far away from Stevens. 5.1 million, still quite cheap. He is offering that extended attacking threat just for a better price. So 5.1 million does give you a more attacking threat than the likes of O'Connell or someone like Egan if you want to go for maybe a cheaper alternative. But O'Connell, 4.6 million, probably going to be the transfer in this game week. That'll be confirmed over on my Twitter page at Dayvy FPL. I'm just waiting for some price rises to happen maybe, and just confirming that last FA replay of Spurs versus Southampton. Henderson is also an option I could go for. I just worry about Martin not playing, and then if I transfer out Guaita, a player that's going to be playing in those blanks, I'm going to have to kind of scramble for a free transfer before those blank game weeks, unless I want to keep Henderson and just be fine with getting 0 points from my keeper. So I do think the transfer to look at is Stevens, but if you don't have the money and you can't afford him, I don't think O'Connell is too shabby. But as I said, we'll confirm those transfers later on. So with having one transfer made, we can talk about the team selection for next game week. The easiest situation to be in here is that I'm probably going to be transferring out Lundstram for O'Connell. So you can kind of keep that badge and shirt from Sheffield United. You're just going to swap the names, but I will confirm that in either the deadline with Davy's stream or over on my Twitter page. But it's just an easy substitution to make, so I'll be having that consistent fixture though. Guaita against Everton, not really expecting much from him, and I kind of think that's the way to go here, is if I don't expect much from him, he's probably going to be getting a clean sheet. I do think Everton away is a very tough fixture at the moment. Obviously Everton coming from behind to get that victory, even with 10 men, so I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fight and fire in that lineup. So I do think Guaita will concede here. Maybe he'll get an odd penalty save. I'm kind of just clutching at straws there. The rest of the defense, Alexander-Arnold against Norwich. I do think that they can keep a clean sheet here. Norwich, always an attacking side. That's basically all they can do, is just go attack, attack, attack. So maybe Liverpool will concede here. I think Liverpool will have one eye on that Champions League fixture coming up that following midweek. So we could maybe see some rotation here, but I think after the 2-week break, there's not much to worry about. Then we have Soyuncu against Wolves away. I'm kind of contradicting myself. Playing Traore, I'm almost expecting Wolves to score. So I do think that's the case. Unfortunately, that's going to be the thing with Soyuncu. Kind of just got to play him until his fixtures get a lot better, because I don't really trust my bench that much. And then obviously Lundstram, probably going to be O'Connell come that Game Week 26 deadline, and they have Bournemouth at home, which I do think could be a nice clean sheet for them. We're obviously losing that attacking threat with Lundstram if we do go for O'Connell, which is a little bit annoying, but I just kind of hope for that security of a starting position over hoping that Lundstram starts every week. I think that's a little bit more of a better option for my FPL squads. The midfield, De Bruyne against West Ham. I do think Man City have the potential to go absolutely ham in this game, and I do think it could be a 4-0, 5-0 to Man City, so he does look like an appetizing option. I just don't think I can look away from the likes of Salah against Norwich. He's been in such consistent form, looks to be on a lot better goal scoring form, and if the patterns continue, he'll be scoring 16 points this game week again, but I do think that's kind of hoping a little bit. I don't think Salah's going to be the most scoring player this game week, but I do think that he's going to be the safety option to go for, and we saw last game week, if you're too differential from the kind of template captain, it can come back and bite you a little bit. We then have Grealish against Tottenham. I just hope Aston Villa being at home maybe can make them a little bit more attacking wise. I do think Spurs, they have got a couple of clean sheets under their belt right now, but I do think that Aston Villa could get a goal or an assist for Grealish in this one. Traore, hoping that he comes back from injury, has Leicester at home, but it is a home fixture, so hopefully Wolves do score. And then I have Sadio Mane, probably going to be my differential for this game week. So a lot of people have transferred Sadio Mane out, especially in the top 10k. So I am hoping that he comes back from injury, and I do think that we could be looking at a nice score there from Sadio Mane. Could even be a captaincy option, but I just think with how many people own Salah at the moment, his effective ownership is going to be absolutely skyrocketing, and I don't think I'm willing to take that risk right now in my FPL season. The forwards are Ings and Vardy. Ings against Burnley at home could be a nice little comeback to that scoring run for Danny Ings. And then Vardy against Wolves. It's a tough fixture. I think that game's going to be quite close. So I'm just hoping that my players get the most out of it. On the bench, we have Rico against Sheffield United. I could play him maybe over the likes of Sionku, but I just think that Sionku probably has a better chance of getting a clean sheet than Bournemouth and their atrocious defense. Then Lascelles against Arsenal. Probably won't be playing him for that. And then Connolly, obviously, he's probably going to be my third bench player most game weeks, as he's not guaranteed of a start. This is going to wrap up my team selection for this game week. As I said, stay tuned for that deadline with Dayvy stream, hopefully before that game week 26 deadline. Otherwise, just stay tuned to my Twitter at DayvyFPL for the confirmed transfers. Please like the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. I'm going to be signing off. This has been DayvyFPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.